So let's start with the world's largest, and that's McDonald's. The biggest, it's got, according to Lance, off camera, he was telling me 35,000 stores, 68 million customers around the world. That's a pretty huge number. Remember, it's core businesses in the United States of America, but it's very big in Europe, and it's very big around the world. It's in Asia, 119 countries, I'm told. It's across the board, and it's a huge player, headquartered in the United States of America, currently undergoing a management shift. It's battled recently because of the sense that as the economy in the US booms, Europe recovers, people are trading up, which means going for slightly more expensive options within the hamburger environment, shopping at places that serve gourmet burgers like In-N-Out Burger, Shack, that kind of thing. Shake Shack, that is. Market capitalization, $93.5 billion. Okay, so that's not colossal, but it is pretty damn big. $93 billion is, well over R1 trillion, bigger than pretty much all of the companies here on our local market, but not as big as some of the big consumer players that we've talked about recently, and say Apple and ExxonMobil and those kinds of companies. Price earnings ratio 21.96. Dividend yield 3.47. We'll see the share chart in a bit. But Lance, this business is battling a little. A leadership transition, Don Thompson getting the shove, tells you that the board is not comfortable, the returns haven't been there, pressure from shareholders.
Yeah, it's under extreme pressure, and I think some of the trends that we spoke about earlier are coming to play out in this monster in the market, McDonald's. Healthy foods is putting a lot of pressure on them, and their customer base doesn't really want it, and they're trying to put it in the customer base. So that's one element of it, and then the other is these gourmet, better eating. So they identify, some of their customer segments are identifying rather with those businesses in a way. So from McDonald's. So you're seeing same source store sales, which is a key metric for these kind of businesses, actually reducing. And that's a little bit of panic stations for a business like that, because what do we do? And as you said, Steve Easterbrook has taken over from Don Thompson.
Right.
A big management reshuffle, big restructuring of the business into geographical regions, in order of importance, interestingly, rather than in geographical areas. That's a big change recently. And really trying to change their business model somewhat to capitalize on these trends and get away from the negativity. Interesting whether it will actually play out, or
the initial reaction not that positive to Easterbrook's suggestions.
No.
But I guess it's all going to come down to margins and profits in the end.
It's a big ship, as you pointed out. It's a massive ship, and to turn it's not going to be easy. And is this an enhanced trend? That's the concern.
Well, let's look at the share chart, because that's always interesting, tells a story. You've got a 5-year chart there. You see it touches $100 and bit, drifting around, but actually not doing quite as badly as I thought it might have. But you can see there for 3 or 4 years it has tracked a little sideways. It must be said, though, it did very well during the tough times in the post-2008 slump, where people really worried about the economy in the US. There was high and growing unemployment, and people kind of traded down. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe it's a question of horses for courses, and their strength in Europe may play to their advantage. I don't know. Is it hot or not? Is it a buy at current levels? What are you thinking?
I'm worried about the trend. I think the trends that we've spoken about are in there, and this company is maybe past its prime. So I'm not on this one.
So I'm going to vote with you on that one. We have owned them in US portfolios, but we got out of them, switched most of that exposure into Starbucks, which is precisely at the kind of hipster end of the market, which you seem to be suggesting is a better place to be with regard to casual dining.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we're not hot on McDonald's.